My next question was about the guy thing. Why haven't I found the love of my life? But it's the same thing.
Why can't I find what isn't here?
Yeah.
Why doesn't what's missing come to me? I want that missing thing to come. I want that missing thing to come. I want that missing thing to come. That missing thing is coming. Missing, 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 been missing, been missing, been missing. Don't like it one bit that it's missing. Missing, been missing for such a long time. Missing, 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 missing. One guy came, but he was missing pieces.
Yeah. So I feel that love, I feel all those things that person would create in me. I feel that first.
Wait. That's really good. I feel all those things that person would create in me. In other words, all those you got to find that without the person.
Right.
And then what might happen is you might be happy on your own.
Right.
But that'd be terrible. Oh God, I'm happy on my own. I'm free. But what happens is when you find that place, what harmonizes with all the things that you've put into your vortex flows into your experience. You don't have to put up with missing, and you don't have to put up with less than what you want. You are the creator of your reality, but you do have to find the vibrational essence of what you want and practice it we started to say before it can reveal itself to you, but those are not the perfect words, because it's your realization. It's not that something else is presenting itself in a revealing way. It's that you are accomplishing a vibration that allows you to see it. And that's why we like the expression, the new book, Nearly Ready for You, turning thoughts to things. The reason that those words are so perfect is that there's been a long time misunderstanding of how we get to this reality. And because you're so confused about how this reality has come about, now you are spending all of your time facing reality, cataloging reality, comparing reality, pigeonholing reality, documenting reality, making statues about reality, which doesn't allow it to change much. Different places, different faces, but reality not changing the way you really mean it to, because you have so much of your attention on reality. So now we want your attention to turn to what it takes, what you must do in order to move the vibrational reality, which you want to call not real, into realness. How does it become something that I realize? How did technology happen? Did it come in on a rocket ship from another planet? No. Nothing's being trucked in from other places. Your evolution of your species, your evolution of your technology, your evolution of everything is because contrast is giving birth to desires that some are finding a way to be a vibrational match to. And when those some find a way to be a vibrational match to it, they line up and ideas flow to them, and you call them the masters of technology, the masters of science, the masters of mathematics, the masters of industry. You call them the masters, meaning they are the few, not the many, but it doesn't need to be that way. They just figured out how to stop doing that thing they do that is keeping them apart from what they want. They've figured out how to turn their thoughts into realizations, you see. And that's all we're asking of you. You can turn your thoughts into realizations if you stop contradicting your thoughts with other thoughts. That's all that's required. You got to practice harmonious thoughts of your desires. You cannot believe in opposition to what you want and get what you want. It defies law. You have to believe in harmony with what you want. And then Esther said to us many times, well, if I had it, then I'd believe it. Wayne Dyer wrote a book. Believe it and then you'll see it. Most people are saying, when I see it, then I'll believe it. When I see it, then I'll believe it. When I see it, then I'll believe it. We say, that's slow going. That's slow going. Then you got to wait around for other people to believe it, and then they see it, and then you see them believing it and getting it, but then what do? Well, they're different. They had some advantage that I don't have. They were born into a technology genius family. Or they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Or they were born into abundance. Or they were born in a different place or under a different star. Or you make such stuff up. All that happened is they found some way to stop contradicting their own desire. And the only way that we can show you how to stop contradicting your own desire is by caring so much about the way you feel that you're willing to give up the contradictions for feeling good. And when you're willing to do that, then you're off and running, you see. There's nothing that you cannot be or do or have. If this time-space reality has the wherewithal to give you the idea of it, this time-space reality has the wherewithal for that idea to turn to manifestation in full form. No exception. You're so close. You're right there. In fact, you've got it in many regards. So many things about your life are so wonderful because what you want and what you believe are right there in the same place. But some of what you want, here it is. Here's what's been tripping you up. You were born in to so much of what you want that all you had to do was observe it to keep it going. Rest with that for a minute. Food in abundance. Technology already happening. For you, for most of you, water running. So much that you want, you were born into, and all you had to do was observe it. And then you trained yourself to believe that you have to run around and observe in order to experience. That's how it kind of got off balance for you. But use your logic now. If you observe what is, and only what is, can you create beyond what is? So life causes you to want beyond what is. You want more money than you've got, and you want more clarity than you've got. You want more vitality than you often have. You want better relationships. You want beyond what you've got. You do all the time, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Don't you want beyond what you have, don't you? Of course you do, because you are eternal and expansive. We know that you want beyond what you have. So the fact that you want beyond what you have, you've got to find a way that the gap between the wanting and the having it only feels good. And the only way that the gap between wanting it and having it will feel good is by understanding the laws and understanding the certainty and understanding that it's coming. If you were going on vacation, so you've got a vacation plan, and you start out here and you're going to go there to that city and there and there and there, maybe to another country, there and there and there and there, and you're going to eventually come back home. None of you say, let's see, I'm here and I'm going to go there and 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 there, and then we're going to come back home. Home is my final destination. And since I'm already home, why go? I've already got it done. I think I'll just check this vacation off the list because I've got it done. Well, you don't go on the vacation to get it done. You go for the adventure, for the feeling, for the newness, for the expansion, for the exhilaration, for the stimulation. You go for the fun of it. You go, and and so you didn't come here just to observe what was already here when you got here and sort it into piles and call it right and wrong and form your opinions about it. You came for the eternal expansion that the perfect balance of variety that you all make up would ensure would happen. So you can't get it wrong. You were born into enough variety that desire is going to be born. Step one of the equation is ask, and you can't stop asking. Life causes you to ask. You can't stop asking. You can't stop asking. You're asking all day, every day, at every level of your being. It's what the evolution of every species is about. Asking is happening. Step one is a given. You don't even have to think about it. You're asking. Step two is, once you launch that rocket, source becomes a vibrational partner with that rocket of desire. That's that vibrational reality that we're talking about. Once that expanded you takes place, once that desire is born, source becomes that vibrational equivalent and holds that vibrational frequency so that you can feel your relationship to it. That's what your emotional guidance system is. Source is holding the vibration of the expanded version of you. And when you're up to speed, you feel exhilaration. When you're not, you feel boredom or worse. That's step 2. Step 1, you ask. Step 2, Source holds the vibrational frequency of it. So there is never, if you are tuned to the way you feel, never in the dark about your relationship between where you are and where you want to be. Source knows where you stand in relationship with everything that you want and is delivering a viable, easy to see path that will lead you right to where you want to be. But you got to do the thing that makes you see the path. You've got to find the vibrational frequency that is somewhere in the vicinity of what you're asking for. So step 3 is you've got to allow yourself to be on that frequency, or you will not realize the evolution or the expansion. It must be interesting to be physical beings in physical bodies, translating vibration as keenly as you are, with your eyes and ears and nose and fingertips and tongue and so forth. Translating vibration, that's what taste is. You translate vibration. Did you know that? Your tongue is offering, you are translating vibration through your eyes. You're translating vibration through your ears, through your nose, through your fingertips. These are translations of vibration. But because you've been doing it for as long as you can remember, you don't even realize that you are a translator of vibration. And that's what your emotions are too. Your emotions translate vibrations. They show you the frequency between what you've become and what you're letting yourself be right here and now. So if you will let your work be to talk yourself into the unconditional feeling of the emotion that you seek, if you will do that just for a little while, a week will give it to you, we promise you. A week of caring about how you feel and finding that unconditional feeling. Oh, your point of attraction will shift so dramatically that so many of those thoughts will turn to so many things that you will feel the invincibility of your being. Friends will say, what's changed in you? And you'll say, I finally figured it out. What? How to be or do or have anything that I want. Really? Yeah. What's the secret? You had to be there. Because if you're not there emotionally, you can't hear it. Have you been here in this room listening to us long enough that now you are feeling resonance with these things that we are saying? Yes. Don't you feel more capable than you have in a while? Yes. Aren't you feeling more invincible? Aren't you feeling an eagerness that is renewed within you? Yes. Aren't you willing to let what you've got in your vortex, which is enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes, don't you want some of it to be realized in your experience now? Isn't that just the most joyful journey? To have manifestations of those dreams? Don't you want to live in that house that you've been thinking about, with that person that you've been thinking about, and driving that car that you've been thinking about, with all that money that you've been thinking about? Don't you want to feel the security that the money and the car and the abundance brings to you? Don't you want to feel? Those are conditions. Those are all conditions. But don't you want to feel the gift that those conditions will bring to you? Don't you just love the beauty of a well-manicured space? Don't you just love the wonderful nature of people working together to make something lovely and work? Aren't you appreciating so much the expansive diversity of your time-space reality and the way that you all fit together to make wonderful things work for each other? Don't you want everyone to stand in a place where they feel good, no matter what it is that they are doing? Don't you want that? All you got to do is find it for yourself. Find it for yourself and then watch what happens. People will flock to you. They'll say, what are you doing? What are you doing? How is it that I barely hear you speak of something and before I know it, you're living it. It's in your experience. What do you know that I don't know? Well, I just recently figured it out, you'll say. I figured it out. That I can feel good before it comes. And if I can figure out how to feel good even in the absence of what I want, then it comes. It's not the way my mother taught me. I was taught I had to pay a big price. Big prices will get you mediocrity. Paying a big price will get you long hours and hard work. Paying a big price will move some things around. And if you're comparing people who aren't paying any price to people who are paying a price, you can see a difference in the small piles of things they are collecting. There is some evidence of diligence in your time-space reality, but it is putrid and paltry. It is puny. It is tiny. It is insignificance with the power of mastery, of coming into alignment with the whole of who you are and getting the universal winds at your back, assisting you in the clarity that you want and deserve, that you were born to live.